So today I've come to one of the prettiest towns I think I've ever been to. But also, there's quite literally a story on every corner here. Let's go and check it out. Today we have come to Hay-on-Wye, the town of books, which is why there's quite literally a story on every corner. Let's walk up into town, we'll have a little look around. I want to grab something to eat, so let's go and check out what we've got up there as well. But also we'll go and check out the castle. So in 1962, a guy called Richard Booth opened up a bookshop here in Hay-on-Wye, and it's just grown from there. He was a bit of a character because I think a bit later on in 1977, I believe, he declared himself the king of Hay-on-Wye, and I think he declared his horse the Prime Minister, if I remember correctly. Anyway, let's go and have a look around town and see what we can find. So I just spotted a gin distillery in front of me, Hay Distillery. Let's go in and take a look.
So I'm Natalie and I'm the distiller and founder of Hay Distillery. We actually started 2018 at home, so I live just outside Hay-on-Wye. We've got live on the hill, so one of our gins is the wild nap gin, and the nap is the hill that we live on. So I try and grow and forage a lot of the botanicals from the hill. We moved in here 4 years ago, so we bought all the distillery in here. We did have a pop-up shop, but I was still distilling at home. So we moved all the kit in here, and then we've got the shop and bar, and we hold events, private parties, and we have cocktails on at the weekend.
Amazing. So everything's sort of sourced very locally then to make this?
Yeah. So all of the botanicals that I can grow, I do. We've got fruits from either our orchards or locals bring in crates of their fruits, and we use that. I go up onto the hills and pick gorseflower and elderberries and things like that. So yeah, it's all done by hand, tiny batches. So I do about 40 bottles per batch, and then I work closely with restaurants and other venues and create bespoke gins or spirits for them.
What are the differences then between different gins?
So we only do London dry gins. A London dry gin, there's various rules to it, but the main one being that everything goes into the still, and you can't add anything after distillation. So there's no flavouring or anything else added after distillation, other than water to cut it down to bottle strength. So it's really the art of getting the flavour in the gin from the still. You can't kind of mess around with it afterwards.
That's really interesting. Yeah, I never knew that there was anything sort of different to it at all.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you so much. Spoke about Richard Booth earlier. Well, here is one of his bookshops. Let's go in and have a quick look around. So, as with all the bookshops around here, that is very different to what you're going to find most other places. There's a huge selection of stuff you're probably not going to find anywhere else. So the first thing I've noticed when I've got here is just how nice the shops look. The shop fronts look absolutely spectacular. If you go to normal high streets, you'll find one or two shops that have paid a little bit of attention to the shop front. But here, every single shop looks absolutely brilliant. So all this walking around's got me a little bit hungry, and I've picked up a lamb and mint pasty from a little shop in town called Bacca. Let's check it out. So this looks absolutely epic. Let's give it a break open and see what it's like. Oh, check that out. Check that out. Let's give it a go. That is really good. That is a really good pasty. So go and check them out in town. So apart from the bookshops and the cafes that I've already mentioned, there's also a really good selection of interesting clothing shops. There's some decent antique shops and some record shops as well. It is that time in the video when I ask you guys if you could like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you want to leave a comment down below, that'll be absolutely fantastic because I do love reading your comments. Anyway, let's carry on. I've just made it into the castle. Check out these amazing views. You can see for absolutely miles from up here. So I'm just in the castle now, and there's actually a display for Richard Booth. As I said, in 1977, he declared himself the King of Hay. And just over here, we've got his crown jewels. So obviously, if you're a king, you get to knight people. And here's the sword he used to knight people. What a character. So if you are a king, you've obviously got some difficult decisions to make. And this is how he made them. So unfortunately, Richard Booth died in 2019. But that does mean that there is the position of king still available. So, I don't know, what do you think? Yeah. So what a fantastic place this has been to visit. Really stunning town, and it's really well kept, and there's nothing that lets the place down at all, unlike some other places we've been in the past few weeks. I was just speaking to one of the locals back here, and they were saying how Richard Booth really did put the place on the map here, and a lot of the credit needs to go to him. I think it just goes to show you what a few people can do to really bring their town up together. Anyway, I'll see you next time.